Hey guys, how you doing? This is Ash coming at you today in Clash of Clans. Today I'm going to highlight some of our best attacks, or most interesting attacks certainly, over from Elite Gaming in our recent upset victory over Immoral Thieves. Before I do that, I know I can hear you guys right now running to your comment section. When is the update? When is the update? When is the update? Guys, I can't tell you when the update is going to be, but you're going to have to hold on for a little bit longer, unfortunately. But when it is here, you know, trust me, I'll be one of the first channels, or amongst the first channels, to share everything I know, every detail of that massive update that Supercell is calling it to the game. I think at this point we need it. We need something fresh and new in the game, and you won't be disappointed in terms of the massiveness, the scale of this update. That's all I can tell you guys for right now. Let's get into the actual gameplay here. These attacks hopefully won't let you guys down as well. So this is going to be the only 11 on 10 attack that we're going to be watching in today's video. The reason is because I was actually looking for a really solid kind of blueprint, kind of a template for one of my attacks that I just need to get off, and like I had 10 minutes to do it in, and I couldn't find a great video, or at least I had difficulty tracking one down on YouTube. So I thought, you know what? Right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and include an 11 dip on a 10 attack using the strategy. Wait, Ash, you can't say that on YouTube. Okay, the Bowler Witch attack. So basically what you want to do is put 3 witches up on one side of the funnel, 3 witches on the other side of the funnel, back them up with a trio of bowlers, and then funnel the rest of the troops right down the gut, right in the core of the base. It's really as easy as that. You can see this, for my money, is the best attack for dip attacks. I know some would definitely argue that LaLoon is still incredibly powerful in the game, and that is the best way to go. Me personally, I just think there are less variables in a nice, easy spam dip attack like this. You know, you guys know me. I'm not afraid to use the easy attack by any degree. I'm not one to really necessarily get out the protractor on every single attack and spend an hour or two planning it out. So I like easy dips, and this is certainly the best strategy for my money to use. You can obviously just use LaLoon or spam LaLoonian. Even I've seen work on multiple occasions, but now let's get into some 10v10 hits. We had 3, I want to say, maybe 4 in this war, 10v10, starting with this attack here by Th10, and Th10 does a very good job of establishing this funnel for this LaLoon attack coming in from around 9 o'clock. So he's going to use one single solitary bowler to take out that elixir pump, the dark elixir pump, excuse me, and one single wizard to take out around the southern area of that funnel, sending in a few giants to distract that archer tower from those wall breakers, also the inferno tower. Always tricky when you enter in from a side angle like this instead of going around the flat area of the perimeter of the base, and it's also a little bit tricky to get wall breakers in, obviously, when there's an inferno tower that kind of has the range along the outside of the wall right where you want to send in those wall breakers. So you need to distract those beams of the inferno tower, otherwise you're going to have a WB fail, and nobody likes that. So the Archer Queen just narrowly gets that Inferno Tower down, so things go perfectly as planned. Now, I am going to highlight some attacks that things don't go as planned, and we pull off a miraculous 3-star anyway. That will be later on in this video. So here comes the LaLoon portion. Pretty easy, pretty standard deployment here, using the Rage spell on that, you know, kind of hairiest defensive area where the most defenses all compacted together. Now the balloon's engaging this second Inferno Tower. Once the second Inferno Tower goes down, it's going to be a drop on that heal spell. Get those balloons back up to as close to full health as possible, and just really it makes it look easy. Not easy, but makes it look easy here, saving a few balloons for the back end there coming in from the north. They're all going to kind of merge together around that cannon and archer tower, and that's going to be it here. Saving some archers, I believe some minions in the south as well for some cleanup, helping those balloons in the few remaining lava pups, and that was going to do it. 3-star there for Th10. Now moving right along here, next Town Hall 10v10 3-star is going to be by Foggy, one of Fog's 25 accounts. Joking, exaggerating a little bit, but he has a lot. So Foggy just like you saw other Fog use the same strategy here, only with the Golem here. So not quite the same amount of, probably an understatement, of witches and bowlers here, but what Fog's going to do is essentially the same. Now, he has the luxury of bringing that Golem in this attack. You tend to see more Golems used on ground attacks at Town Hall 10 for one very simple reason, is you're not going to be activating any Eagle Artillery, don't have to worry about it. Of course, here with this attack, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of moot because you're deploying all your troops pretty early on in the raid anyway, but not having to deal with the Eagle Artillery certainly makes things a little bit easier in a more spammy type attack like this. But you can see the general format of the attack is pretty much the same. Going to use a trio of balloons and bowlers along the flanks. They're going to go along the outside of the base. This is one of those rare circumstances where you want your troops to go around the base, and then what they're going to do is hopefully help and aid with the cleanup later on in the attack, as you see here. Now, in the middle, when you bring a Golem, one of the issues that you sometimes run into is, as you can see here, they end up backtracking to the jump spell, and then it takes them forever to get back in front of that Queen, provide a little bit of tankage. So luckily, the Queen ability has not been used yet for Foggy. Foggy's going to go ahead and pop the ability right now, taking down those two Teslas. Can I speak today, Ash? And then finally, look at the HP on that Queen. Oh my god. And that just comes down to how narrow this war was. There were all sorts of clutch attacks on both sides of the map here, like this one, that could have affected the war, because again, it was an Elite Gaming victory, but it was a tie score. It came down to percentage points at the end. Really proud of my guys pulling off this win. To be honest with you guys, nobody picked us, nobody, against Immoral Thieves, who are a really great clan, so it was just a really good victory for us, especially for morale. So we picked up a win. Hopefully we'll get a win this week against Cold September. But anyway, here, moving on to the next raid, this is going to be the third Town Hall 10v10 triple. Obviously not going against Max Inferno Towers here. You don't want to go against Max Inferno Tower, level 3 Inferno Towers if you don't have to on a 10v10 attack. Save those for the dips. Go ahead and take the low-hanging fruit with the level 1 and 2 Inferno Towers, and you're obviously much more apt to have success. So here, the kill squad gets its job done. Again, takes out one of the Inferno Towers. Of course, all the air defenses are kind of bunched up, and if you see a base like this, look at this. It's the balloon parade. It reminds me of the commercial of the balloon parade. Cutscene inserted here.
Well, what am I gonna do? Get a new barber? Hey, look, a balloon parade!
I think that's an air attack.
No way! That's a beautiful balloon parade!
Okay. It really will be. Maybe not. Maybe I'll forget it. Anyway, here comes the balloons, and they're doing work here. You know, they basically, this is a very kind of a simple attack to orchestrate, to actually pull off here. You're sending in the balloons from the opposite side, usually, where all the air defenses are kind of clustered up, and then you just go ahead and heal and rage and haste them along the base. It's a bit more of a spammy attack than a traditional LaLoon. Does still require skill on the first phase of the attack, and of course you have to nail your spell placement, but all those things were done well by Kong Baby here. Kong Baby pulling off the 3-star here just narrowly at the end. Those last few remaining balloons, perfectly timed, perfectly planned, taking down that last archer tower, and then a few minions again to help with the cleanup, and he's going to pull off a very nice 3-star here. So what I want to talk a little bit about as we move into Town Hall 9 attacks is we're going to start off with some Queen Walks. You're seeing, you know, Queen Walks are interesting, right? They kind of dipped a little bit out of the meta, and now I think that they're back, and we're going to start here with a really cool raid. I love using these 7 healer raids at Town Hall 9. I love watching these attacks, where basically on these attacks you want to start with a huge, wide funnel. So the Queen's going to start her walk around noon here, and then the bowlers are going to come in from the exact opposite side around 12 o'clock, and that's going to create a huge area to funnel those Valkyries into the core of the base, and you're going to see exactly how it works here. And again, I said I was going to mention raids that kind of not everything goes perfectly, and that is definitely going to be the case here by Falchion. So he goes ahead, he uses the Queen, keeps her alive with a rage ability. She's doing a nice job so far. 16-20% she's going to get to or so after she takes down that cannon. 20%. Here come the bowlers in the south here. She's going to run into that barbarian Barbarian King, take him out. Now, if you can direct your attention here, he uses some balloons and a haste spell to try to take out that archer tower. Those Teslas surprised him there in the south, and unfortunately that archer tower doesn't go down, and that's going to distract a couple bowlers away from the pack. And look at this rogue Valkyrie here. The rogue Valkyrie is coming down. Meanwhile, the bowlers over here, they're dead. The Valkyrie's coming down, and the Valkyrie, you guys know that even with the heal spell, the healers on those bowlers, one single max Valkyrie shreds them. The Valkyrie lives to see another day. The healers are like, whatever, we'll switch to the Barbarian King now, I guess. And then the Valkyrie runs up to start messing with the Queen. That Valkyrie is the Valkyrie from hell. So now here comes, speaking of Valkyries, here comes the level 4 Valkyries from, again, 9 o'clock. And, you know, it wasn't pretty, but he got the job done. The funnel has been created. Now, only one jump spell here. So, of course, where there's not a lot of defenses, where it's kind of relatively safe along the perimeter, we're not going to be using our jump spell. You want to save your jump spell for when there's a lot of defenses around this one compact area, and that's exactly, again, what Falchion does here. Uses the jump spell right smack dab in the core of the base. The healers are still there doing their thing, helping out, helping to heal those healers, but of course, they do kind of tend to stick with the slowest troop, and in this case, they do end up reverting back to the Queen and the King, I believe. So, having to use that last rage spell on the Valkyries, they take down almost all the defenses with the aid of the Barbarian King there. There's one hidden Tesla left on the map right now, along with one cannon, but with the help of the Valkyries, those Barbarians, and the Barbarian King, of course, and that two remaining healers, if we're gonna go ahead and pull off this 3-star. Oh, I did it, and I not only did I say 3-crown, kill me, but then the Clash Royale thing came down to distract me. So guys, go ahead, whatever. Kill me in the comments. But now moving on to another kind of unorthodox base here. It's going to be a Town Hall 9 base, and this time, again, with the big open area. You'll see this more and more often as the meta continues to kind of evolve at Town Hall 9, especially with base builders. And we're seeing more of these designs that are kind of strange, kind of compact, and kind of pushed to the south of the map area. So here's a good way to deal with these bases, and it's going to be creating a nice hog lane here, and this is a really nice solid go-ho attack, and you can usually use this strategy against this type of base. So pay attention to how Last Spartan goes ahead and pulls off the 3-star Ash, the 3-star against this base. So here come the bowlers again from the clan castle, using the baby dragon to establish the other side of that funnel, make sure everybody goes where they're supposed to. Last Spartan bringing 2 poison spells, one for the clan castle that's going to quickly melt those wizards. Gonna have to take care of that baby dragon, but other than that, we're going to be good to go. The other poison spell was used early on in this attack against the enemy archer queen, and look at this. Naturally, because of the way the walls and the base are kind of set up, all clumped together, it creates a beautiful hog lane, so the hogs can be deployed from around 6 o'clock, and they'll make their way beautifully to 9 o'clock, kind of staying together. That's your only danger, is you're going to clump up a lot, so you have to make sure you deploy them a little bit separated. So 3 clumps of hogs here, you can see, triggering that giant bomb. You don't want them to all run into the same spring trap, the same giant bomb. That could spell trouble. Only one heal spell here. He's going to use this heal spell to deploy the rest of his hogs here. Heal spell may be used a little early, but he did anticipate that giant bomb there. Wants to make sure they're healed through this wizard tower. Actually, the heal spell was probably deployed pretty well there. There's going to be 2 more spring traps. There's one, and here's the other, but luckily about a half a dozen hogs or so remain alive and to see the end of the day. And they're another pretty nice I did it again. I'm not going to edit it either. I'm not going to edit it. Go ahead, kill me. So I'm just, so here we go. Now we're getting to the raid that, let me tell you guys, this is the raid where things go epically wrong, and I don't know how Ashpack D Prince pulls things off here, but I like to pretend that sometimes Ashpack D Prince is my second account because of the name, so I'm going to take credit for it. You know, things were hairy here, but I pulled them off towards the end of the raid. So this is actually, a naked heroes in the beginning here, and unfortunately, Lava Hound in the clan castle is really going to end up burning Ash here. The Lava Hound is going to end up killing his queen, and check out the objectives, or the Lava Hound's going to distract his queen, allow her to die, and check out the objectives that his kill squad are able to accomplish. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. They don't get anything done here. There's 4 air defenses still up. The clan castle has been triggered, but yeah, whatever. I mean, Lava Hound in there, not a big deal with a Lune Attack, but the queen's still alive, all the air defenses, both air sweepers. This is not looking good here by any stretch of the imagination. So how is Ashpack going to pull this off? And basically, it's just going to show how powerful balloons are right now in the game. Still, this has been a long meta. It's been a long time since we've had any sort of balance changes to the game. At least it feels that way to me. I don't know about you guys, but using the haste spells along the perimeter, saving the rage spells for the interior of the base, and you know, the queen gonna go ahead and drop a heal while the balloons deal with the splash damage and the queen damage, trying to encompass as wide of an area as possible, trying to catch the balloons that were deployed from 9 o'clock as well as from the first clump of balloons there. Gonna go ahead and use, I believe, yep, skeleton spell on the queen there, so that wasn't a big deal. Obviously wasn't going to try to kill the queen with the kill squad anyway, but unfortunately not able to even get 1 air defense down. And you can see just holding off on that very last max Lava Hound in the clan castle around 12 o'clock and holding off with some balloons to basically just paint around the exterior of the base from the perimeter. And look at that, a lot of balloons still left alive here, and 1 Lava Hound left alive, saving a few minions. Again, crucial for the cleanup duty here, especially with all that big HP dense area with all those storages, and he does pull it off. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video despite all my mishaps, and guys, stay tuned for more Clash of Clans content. Of course, when the update hits, I will be with you guys every single day covering Clash of Clans. Hope you enjoyed again this video, and huge shout out to Immoral Thieves and to Elite Gaming, of course, my clan. Very proud of you guys again. So guys, huge shout out to my YouTube partner Bren Chong. Make sure you check him out for giveaways and much more. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.